let's look at this example. Find the maximum value of x times y. So x is a variable, y is a variable, and you multiply them together, you get a value. So you can think this is a function of x and y. But x and y, they have to satisfy an extra condition, that is this equation. So let's see how we do this. Okay, so from this equation, 7x plus 3y equal to 21, we will be able to write y in terms of x. Okay, so let's write y in terms of x. So what do we get there? Then we have 3y equals 21 minus 7x. And let me divide both sides of the equation by 3. So this becomes 1/3 times 21 minus 7x. So that is 7 minus 7/3 x. So y is related to x through this function, okay? And that tells us the value that we want to maximize. So x times y, if we call this function f of x, I'm gonna write y as a function of x, so that's this one, okay? So that'll be x times 7 minus 7/3 x. So together, this is 7x minus 7/3 x squared. All right. So what's our goal then? We want to find the maximum value of this function f of x. I write this f of x just so it have a name, and I can use the name. Say I want to find the derivative of this function and such and such. Okay. So to find the maximum value of a function, we know how to do that, right? So we first find f prime. This is a simple function, so its derivative can be written down very straightforwardly like that, okay? So if this equals 0, then we have 14 over 3x equals 7. Let me divide both sides of the equation by 14 over 3. So this tells me x is equal to 7 times 3 over 14. So this gives me 2/3. Okay, so this is a critical number for the function f of x. Right. So here we find a critical point, like all critical points. But right now we only from the solution we know there's only one. Okay, so we find the critical point or critical number, and then we're gonna use the first derivative test. So what is the first derivative test? On a real line, you mark the value for critical points. In this case, we only have one, and we work on finding the sign of f prime. So we know what is f prime. F prime is right here. Okay. So if x is larger than the critical number or critical point, let's make it very large. Let's say x is equal to 100. Then 7 times 14 over 3 times 100 is negative because this number is very big. So I have a negative sign here. What if x is smaller than 2/3? So let's say x is equal to 0. Then you have 7 minus 0, so that's a positive. So we can see the function increases before 3 over 2, then decreases after 3 over 2. So this means f of 3 over 2 is the maximum value. And all we need to do is to figure out this value, okay? So what is f of x? F of x is right over here. So f of 3 over 2 is 7 times 3 over 2 minus 7 over 3 times 3 over 2 squared. So this is 21 over 2 minus 21 over 4. So this is 21 over 4. This is the maximum value for x times y. Okay?